Today, we're headed further into the desert to a spot we have never seen before, Moab. One of our favorite places to be in the entire United States is, no doubtedly, the desert, and for good reason. 1, it's Starlink friendly. 2, it has beautiful wide open skies. And 3, it's very RV friendly. And today we head over from the Rolling Home RV Park in a small town of Nephi, Utah, over to a place we have heard so much about, yet have no idea what to expect. Welcome back to the channel, folks. For anyone new here, welcome, and my name is Trey, and my fiance Jessica, who we'll be picking up here shortly, live in this 36-foot RV traveling all across the states, along with our kids Kenai and Polka. We're gonna do a lights and tire check. Let's see here. Lights look good. And today I'm heading off from my 1-week stay here in Nephi, Utah, and hitting the road to pick up Jessica from one of our friends in nearby Salt Lake City. Which, the meetup spot, since I have a rig behind me, was decidedly a Costco, of all places. When I pull in, Jessica is already starting the grocery shopping. Finally, Jessica arrives with a cart full of much needed items. So y'all were the first ones to ever visit. How was it?
That was great.
It was great?
Yeah, except for that guy named Trey.
Yeah, I mean, except for me, I was the outlier here.
It's crazy.
After saying goodbye for the year, it's time to somehow figure out a way out of this parking lot and head straight for Moab. And on the way, we got a sneak peek of the early fall foliage on US Route 6, which really got me excited for the upcoming trip to Colorado that we're gonna be staying in for a month. One thing that's kind of wild is that the leaves are starting to change here, and I have no idea because it's been 80 degrees all week. But as you just saw, like, we're getting a lot of oranges and yellows and reds here in Utah. Getting to Moab wasn't bad at all. No mountain passes, and Jessica was able to catch a fat nap on the way, and we almost hit a rainstorm as well. But as we come into Moab, one thing struck me was how beautiful the red rocks are, and another thing was the munchies. So we spotted a Wendy's with no awnings and decided to pull the rig through the drive-thru, which worked to a degree. End up didn't making it. She's got to go to the window and grab that.
I just swung it wide like that, backed that baby up, and brought her right all in here at one shot, man. One time only, back up, bring her in.
We didn't see any awnings, so I was like, we're gonna be able to make it. She just wanted a surprise, guys, that's all. I made a dream come true. And about 30 minutes later, we finally arrive at our hip camp for the next 2 weeks, right outside of LaSalle, Utah. Which our host was nice enough to help greet us and help us back in. Hey, how you doing?
James.
Nice to meet you, Trey.
Nice to meet you, Trey.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Nice to meet you.
You know the thing I love most about this? Is we don't have to move tomorrow. And if tomorrow is Sunday, we just get to sit in and just enjoy this spot. Typically, we're moving every single weekend at least twice in that travel weekend. We would get somewhere on a Saturday and then have to leave on a Sunday just because that's how our membership worked out. But now we get to really just enjoy.
You know what other good news? All our eggs made it.
Yes, we were sweating the whole way when we got groceries. The 4 hours. So we were planning on getting eggs here and just get some fish over there and buy in bulk. But somebody got a little too carried away and too excited.
And I got them, and it was a little bumpy too.
Somebody wanted her huevos.
Could you imagine being out here for the first time on horseback,
That's not how it sounds.
on dirt roads, with nothing else out here?
Your
Could
first
you
day back and you
imagine?
just want to roast somebody? Now it's time to head on into town to run a few errands at the local grocery mart in Moab, where we grab our 2 weeks of supplies, which we always get when first getting into town. And for the rest of the night, we just simply relax and get ready for Sunday, because we found a place called Castle Valley nearby that caught our attention and really want to spend some time tomorrow to go check it out. Good afternoon, guys. It has been quite a morning of just catching up on rest. catching up on a little bit of work. And yeah, so we of course got here yesterday and got groceries, and Jess and I have both been running wide open for the past forever, it feels like, but especially the past week. And it was just good to catch up on a morning where we could just sleep in and just kind of take some time to catch up on a few things. We're working on the reservation for Colorado. We're supposed to be staying in Colorado for about a month. That's what we're aiming for, and we've just been working through some of the details as far as getting reservations, because after this 2 weeks, we actually don't have anywhere to stay, and to me, that's almost frightening. But after a few hours of staying in this morning, I think it's time for us to go out and explore. And we found a spot called Castle Valley, which is right outside of Arches National Park. Castle Valley is about an hour away or so from our hip camp on the other side of the LaSalle mountain range. And I think it would be a good time to talk about why we're sort of obsessed with the desert. Not like we think this is more beautiful than anywhere else we've been, because all corners of this country is definitely beautiful. Something about never seeing this landscape growing up in North Carolina for 29 years and then laying eyes on it for the first time ever is something remarkable. I mean, look at this drive-in. This road was beautifully placed between the mesas right by the Colorado River, which puts us off on a long dirt road and opens up to the first views of Fisher Towers. And it's worthy of a national park status without the crowds of a national park. When we arrived, we had the entire parking lot to ourselves and one of the most beautiful trailheads we have ever been to. And today's theme wasn't necessarily to go on some major hike, but just to take a stroll to a nice spot and enjoy a nice sunset together, which worked out just as we imagined. I'm personally a forest guy, but this is really hard to beat. Jess is more of your desert girl. She absolutely loves it out here. And, I don't blame her. I really don't blame her at all. But you were just in Salt Lake City for the entire week before
Sure
here.
was.
How was it?
It was honestly pretty incredible. I was able to meet up with some friends that I have there. It was actually my first time meeting these people. I used to worked with them for like 3 years, and it was my first time meeting them since I left the company where I used to work at. So it was really cool. I was a little anxious at first. I was like, is it gonna be weird? Because I know these people, but I don't know these people. But it was such a vibe. Salt Lake City is so cool. I mean, everyone is so spoiled by all of these beautiful panoramic mountain views. I think I said that so many times, like, oh, you guys are so spoiled. But had an incredible time, and now that I'm back, we're out and ready to go again and get out there. So.
And this whole video is being about the desert and heading into the desert. And from your perspective, what draws you to the desert so much?
That's a good question. I don't know, I guess maybe the fact that I've never seen it before in like real life. I've only ever seen it like in movies. So seeing all of this like red rock and just how dry it is out here, it's just something I wasn't used to, and there's a certain beauty in it that's different than like forest. And don't get me wrong, I love the forest. I love hiking in the woods. I really do. It's just, I don't know, something about these clear skies and mountains, canyons, and all this red dirt.
Yeah.
It's just my favorite thing ever. Oh, this is rock. I was about to, but no, alas, there's no dirt here. It's over there. I'm not about to get up.
You're sitting on a ledge. Don't hate us, people. But yeah, I mean, personally, the desert, it is a special place. I mean, I feel like these walls are just echoing our voices right now. I feel like I can hear myself.
Maybe you might be able to hear the pups playing over there.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear everything pretty well. I love the vast sky. I love the desolate feel. Like you can come out here and actually hang out with your thoughts for a little bit without,
Any interruptions?
Yes. Any
Words
interruptions.
are hard.
Yeah, but it's absolutely hard to beat the desert out here. I mean, you can stay out till the stars come out and not feel a big rush to come back in. Also, for RVers, Starlink, that's a big option. That's a big benefit as well. So something to think about because in the Pacific Northwest, we had
struggled.
a lot of issues.
We struggled a good bit with our Starlink out there, but we made it work, and I will not lie, not having to worry about where to position the Starlink out here has been really nice.
Just point it anywhere and you're fine.
But aside from that, I mean, there are certain cons. I mean, there's barely enough water, so like if you're gonna go for a day hike, you have to go very hydrated and prepared, which is something that I mean, I come with 3 big canisters of water, and that's something that you'll have to make sure you account for when you're packing and carrying. But as far as camping at night, I mean, it's a nice, cool night. It's not hot. Honestly, it's not even cold. Don't let him fool you. It's not too cold.
It's what, maybe 65 right now?
Yeah, if that even.
Yeah, this is for show.
Yeah, it's for style.
This is because I don't want to show you guys my hair right now.
But that's why I would prefer the desert. Like if I had to choose, it's just a different kind of beauty that I've just never really been accustomed to. I keep asking myself, like, would I get tired of seeing this every day? We came across a group of people, someone was visiting from Colorado, and his friends live here in Moab, and one of them is a tour guide. And I was like, wow, so this is just your backyard? And he's like, yeah, and he loves it out here. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm so envious of like what he has in his backyard, because this is just absolutely gorgeous.
As the night comes to a close, we stayed at the trailhead a bit longer and watched the Milky Way come out right before heading home to start the week, which we couldn't have asked for a better way to start our 2 weeks here in the desert. I hope when you come here, you get to experience your own magic in the desert. And if you like this style of content, feel free to give a subscribe to the channel as we release RV travel videos each and every single Sunday. And we will see you next week in Arches National Park.